Welcome back to the Rash Farm. We are in episode 1 of Farming Simulator 25. This was our grandfather's farm. He's standing right over there. Good old Grandpappy Rash. And there's not much to say here. He kind of lost a lot of money. We've got about $231,000, which sounds like a lot, but really it isn't. I know how to make bread. I know how to make bread. That is something that I'm very good at. So that's what we're gonna do. We've got a few fields here. We've got some wheat or barley. Looks like wheat here that we can use. We've got a empty field, a fallow field. Needs some lime. Needs plowing. And over here, it looks like we've got canola. That's kind of what I thought. I wasn't quite sure because I wasn't sure about this texture. But anyway, we're going to work this as best we can. And I believe we also have this field that's way over here off to the side, this much larger field that I'm going to be able to use. But for now, just looking at how much money we have, we're not going to be able to buy a whole lot of equipment. Very particularly, we're not going to be able to get ourselves into the grain mill, which is going to be our first step towards making bread and making bank. It's already been harvested, so we'll have to plow that down and get that taken care of. So first things first, we're going to need to get this weed off this field. That's going to be really important for us to kind of get some money flowing, especially here at the end of the year. So we're going to have to make some use of the silo over there, kind of get these out of the ground and into the silo. First thing we're going to need to do is actually load. That is kind of loud. Let's change that. General settings. Down here, vehicle volume. We're going to turn that down just a bit. I would very much like to keep that up, but we're going to turn it down just a bit. There we go. We're going to grab this up. Ooh, hello. Didn't quite line it up correctly. There we go. Much better. Let's see. Which way are we aiming? We need to go to this side. Go. Those of you who might be interested, all you really have to do is just drop the header onto the trailer, and the game will actually make an adjustment for that. You actually don't have to be super precise or anything. If you see, the tines have actually attached to the header there. Oh no, I wasn't paying a bit of attention. That was entirely my fault. Nobody saw that. It's a barge kind of rolling through underneath the bridge. Wow. I can't talk today. I started to say the trolley. Why would I say the trolley? What? Where do you think you're going? Notice, I didn't ask where you're going. I asked where do you think you're going? Right, and we're now back at our farm. Lovely, lovely stuff. Let's go ahead and kind of pull this in here, kind of in this little area right here, nice little clearing. And we'll go ahead and we'll drop our header trailer and swing around to grab our header. Oh, a little bit of shader cache there, nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. But that happens in every version of Farming Simulator. When you first load it up after a major update, or if you first load up the game, it's always going to take a little bit when you're looking at the game from different angles to get everything cached into the shader. Actually, do that? No. Okay, so there we go. Unfold. Perfect. We've got everything off the canola field. I hope I can line this up. Here we go. And... okay, I'm good. Excellent, 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 excellent. Okay, so the next one is going to be the wheat field. We're going to do the same thing. We're just going to put it in the silo and hope for the best. I got some word. Grandpa has a worker who usually comes around this time of year who is actually looking for some work. It looks like we're almost done here. So I'm going to go ahead and give him a call, and we'll make sure that we can get the wheat harvested while I got some other things, kind of other irons in the fire. We'll be back with you. All right, excellent, excellent. He's asked for a fair wage, so we're going to go ahead and let him do that while we work on getting some equipment in, because I'm going to need to figure out a way to... crud. Maybe I can find somebody to let me ride in the back of the pickup or something. I'm not sure. I'll have to get back up to the store up there to see if we can get some kind of transportation going on, as well as I'm kind of thinking of... I think I'm just going to need to buy a single tractor. We don't really have a lot of money. Let's actually check the sales, see what's kind of going on. No, there's no tractors in there. There's not really much of anything I can really use as there. Nice little forage wagon, but that's really about it. Just a forage wagon. I can maybe make use of this, but I don't really want to aim for that if we can avoid it. I want to try to avoid chemicals altogether. So let's go ahead and get up to the store. I will see you when we get there. So got everything purchased. Went ahead and bought a nice little body-on truck as well as an extension trailer, just because I do like having the option of maybe like a tractor pulling it at some point. Although I don't know if that ball is going to be large enough for this particular hitch. It's difficult to say. It is not. That's okay. I may get a refund on that. I'm not quite sure. I wasn't expecting that to be a problem. But at least I have something I can kind of move the grain around in, which is good because the worker just... you didn't see that. Anyway, the worker just called and said that their grain tank is full, so I'm going to have to race out to them and kind of relieve them with this. Yes. Let's see what kind of progress they've made. What kind of... what side can I get in there on? Go. They're facing the wrong way. Dang. I'm gonna have to go kick them out of it. Alright. Hold on just a minute. There we go. Got a little bit loud there. Didn't want to get that all in your ears. Let's see. You know, I have to say, I really like this little truck there right here. They did try to sell me on some international, which I don't mind. I don't mind international. It definitely doesn't bother me. But it was really expensive for what they were asking for. It had like half the capacity of this thing in its box, and they wanted significantly more money for it. It didn't really make a lot of sense to me. So let's go ahead and pull this thing over here. Actually, I didn't even look. I bet you the other pickup I purchased is already here. We have a quick little... brakes are not as good as I thought they were going to be. That's probably because it's fully loaded, but that's okay. My grandfather got a hold of my father, and my father, being a mechanic, found someone in the area that was selling an old truck that they had purchased from the Park Service many years ago. I just never did anything with. And from what I understand, they were just bringing it by, and then their wife was going to drive them home or something. So let's go see if that's actually here. Yeah, I see it right there. Look at that. Nice little green one. Huh. Paid him a pretty penny for it. Better be nice. I do like this thing, though. It's very nice. It's a very lovely little truck. Very easy to drive. Nice little cab over design. And this one, yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's gonna be real nice. We're kind of zipping around. It's got a few problems, but you know what? Seems like it drives. Seems like it runs. Yeah, that'll work. I'm not too happy about that belt squeak though. I might have to look into that. I'm looking at my helper. Doesn't seem like they're moving anymore, but I can't really tell what they're doing. So I'll kind of check on them here in just a moment. Let's see. So, and in the end, I didn't really see anything that kind of suited me, so I just grabbed the first thing that just worked. This was what I saw kind of sitting on the floor. I said he's had it for a few years. Nobody's really cared about it. Brand new. Very, very shockingly, it's brand new. It's a 180 horse Challenger model. A little bit older. I think it's a 90s model. I think it's been passed around a couple of dealerships here and there. Apparently, a farmer somewhere up north bought it a long time ago, then never used it, traded it back in, and it's kind of just passed down dealerships here and there. I grabbed it for a pretty good price, 180 horse. I think I only paid just south of 70 for it. Did pretty good on this one. Did pretty good, especially it's going to have more than enough power to run that kind of that subsoil there. Take the pickup and see if I can find where the grain mill is. I've owned a grain mill before, but it was really run down. It was kind of a family inheritance from an uncle. I didn't really have much I could do with it, so I ended up just selling it to someone that had a little bit more time and money to get into it. But I kind of understand how that. Oh man, really? I guess I did just run a stop sign, didn't I? I'm an idiot. All right, I believe I saw that it was kind of up here, and let's see. These are train tracks. Usually you'll find a grain mill close to train tracks. I say close. It doesn't always work that way. It's like I'm going across the river here. This is where I would go to, like the store. I think I saw. There they are. There's some silos over there. Oh, I think I see it. Yes, I do see it. I do see it. Right there, right there. Let's see. Doesn't look like there's any traffic coming around. Okay. It doesn't look like it operates too awful much. I don't see any warehouse logistics. Oh, interesting. So let's see. Where is... I guess this is the office right here. This green building. Kind of leave this running. I don't think I'm going to be here very long. Yeah, it looks pretty run down. Johnson and Sons. A newer sign. Doesn't seem like there's anything there. And in here, looks like this is a cell. That's in Cellbrate. I'll tell you what, I've got a contact at the county. I'm gonna see if this this grain mill operates. Maybe they're maybe I could just kind of get them to partner with me. Maybe I don't have to purchase it. Yep, here's what I was talking about. Every time you find train tracks, you usually find a grain mill pretty close by. I did also see that there were some barges going down the river. I wonder if this town uses the waterways. I guess it would. We're pretty close to the ocean. Okay, I'm gonna knock on this door, see what we have going on. I have a few answers here. It appears that this particular grain mill does operate, but it operates in a very small capacity. It seems the company that owned it previously doesn't want to own it anymore, is the answer I was given. I guess I'm not really sure what happened there, but it seems that they operate on a tiny, tiny capacity. They just kind of buy incoming grain and just use it as they need to. If it malts, it malts. It seems like they're not really making a lot of profit. They do want close to 300,000, but all things considered, when you see the price of houses these days, that's actually tiny, 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 tiny. When we sold the old grain mill that my uncle owned, even when it was all run down, they the company that purchased it actually purchased it for about 1.2 million, even run down. These guys are desperate to get rid of this thing. I am absolutely interested in getting in on this. This is definitely going to be a good business model. So we've got the land, we've got a plan. I'm going to give the bank a call while we check on the. Oh man, my blinkers are on. Is this? Do I need to replace the flashers? I'll have to look into that. Anyway, I'm going to give the bank a call and see if they'll extend my loan for that particular property. I'm definitely not impressed with our helper's work. This is not quite what I was expecting when I was asking him to, subsoil the field. But anyway, I'll get this fixed. I just spoke with the bank. It does seem that they are interested. Go. It does seem that they are interested in my business proposal. They've seen my credit. They know that I've owned a grain mill before. They know that I know how to operate it. They've seen my credit. It looks great. They're actually interested in extending the credit for the grain mill. But I'll be honest, I'm not exactly interested in going that direction if I can avoid it. If I can pay off the current loan before I do that, then we'll do it. But we'll just make that kind of a stretch goal for the time being. I really don't want to have to wait too awful long, mostly because there is a lot of money to be made there, and especially because buying the bakery afterward, it seems that the bakery here in town is actually not occupied. Still has all the equipment there. Apparently, it ended up being foreclosed on, and the lender didn't actually know how to use or how to sell the equipment, so they just kind of held on to it. It's only been sitting there for maybe a year. So if I can get the grain mill and maybe pick up the bakery on the same loan, that actually might be a little bit better. I'll have to talk to the bank when that happens because that's going to be again after I've already paid off the initial loan, and we've got a couple years on the farm under our belt. So it's just going to look a little bit better on credit is what it's going to do. So let's go ahead and get this taken care of. I do know that I'm leaving giant tire tracks and tire ruts all over this field. That is okay. We will figure that out later. I have to de-stone the field anyway, so I'm going to have to find somebody that I don't know if I'm going to find anybody in town that's going to be willing to do that this late in the year. I may just have to do it myself. I'll just have to go up to the store, see if they've got a contact that I can lease something from. So this one was a little bit strange actually because I can see that it's been plowed. I can see that it's been plowed, but it doesn't seem that it was plowed very well. I may end up having to run over with the subsoiler as just to be safe about it. It's probably gonna need some lime too, but I'll do the lime and everything closer to spring. I would rather that not sit on the turf for too awful long. Let's go ahead and do this, and I will see you when we get this one done. Well, I do have good news. It seems that there was a lovely neighbor we have in the farms across the way over there, across the trees, that was willing to come and de-stone the fields for us. I was kind of hoping that the de-stoning process wouldn't leave these ruts. It would kind of clean them up as it went, but it's not that big of a deal. As long as it gets the stones off the field, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. And I did notice there was a strip over there that I kind of missed with the subsoiler myself, so I'm going to have to grab the subsoiler back once we are done with this over here. Yeah, that is actually the same farmer's son came back and decided to do that field. He's working from the inside out, but it seems like he's doing a lot better job than the prior helper. So I'm kind of hoping I can get everything taken care of before August is up. It's getting kind of late in the month, getting kind of late towards September now. I don't mind going into September. We don't have to plant. I plan on focusing more towards probably sorghum. I think is what's going to be my big cash crop. The other side of it is going to be oat. Oat is a little bit harder to deal with. It doesn't produce nearly as much per acre, but it is very valuable for making flour with. I want to focus on sorghum and then oat as my secondary. And of course, there are things like rice and long grain rice that I could also make flour out of, but I'm not very experienced with those. So I'm going to kind of stick with what I know for the time being. For the time being, we're going to kind of get there. I do want to kind of look into some of these other crop types that are out there. Just not immediately. I need to get something that I know is my cash crop, kind of get that going, and we'll kind of go from there. The other side is that my grandfather, the industrious man that he is, has given me an idea of potentially using some scrap that he's actually got over in a scrapyard over on his other property. We might be able to actually build like a small little makeshift grain mill and bakery kind of in this little blank space over here. There is also the option. Ooh, seems that we've run into a problem. I'll go check on them here in a moment. Uh, yeah, it definitely seems like they may have run into a problem. I'm going to feel really bad if they broke their tractor helping me out here. But anyway, right, we are stepping out of the house for the first day of September. It is 8 a.m. Grandpa's already up. He has told me that the neighbor's son has actually been working on this other field over here for quite some time this morning. We were actually able to get all of the fields de-stoned. I think it was just the outside too. I'll be honest with you, I don't remember if we were able to de-stone the middle one or not. Looks like we were not, so we'll have to get a jump on that. Luckily, the neighbor did decide to leave that tractor here, so I do have it available to me to use for the time being. So we'll go ahead, we'll see if we can find somebody that could drive that around for me. I might even just do it myself at this rate. And over here, yep, I see him hard at work over there, doing an excellent job. I see that. Yeah, the neighbor's son has actually been doing really, really well. I might actually hire him a lot more for these little bouts where I can't drive both tractors at the same time. But I'm going to go ahead and jump into my neighbor's borrowed tractor over here. I wanted to really just take a quick mention. Right over here off my field, there is a smaller concrete company that I didn't realize was here. I had the other company come and pick up their debris crusher, and they kind of scammed me on it. They told me I would get the full 10,000 back. I did not get the full 10,000 back. I got 5,000 back, and they claimed it was something like damage to the machinery, some stupid crap. I didn't even touch the stupid thing. All I did was load rocks into it. So if it broke itself, that's on them, but I couldn't prove it, so I got scammed. Amazing. Either way, this company seems that they have a conveyor belt right here that they'll buy stone at just directly. So I'm going to use these guys now. These guys are now my friends. So yeah, I'm just going to do that. I did notice that over here, it seems that there's like something kind of coming out from this side. I'm guessing that's something being sold to someone else, but they're not here to collect it. I'm gonna try to talk to these guys, see if I can kind of come get some of this stuff. Dog, I'm really gonna have to do something about this stone. This is terrible. I have to do this every year. This is gonna be horrendous, terrifying. Ugh. It's all about throughput, you know? It's all about... Is that a deer on the field? Yes, in fact, that is a deer on the field. Yeah, run away, scamper away. So the faster we can get this done, the more time we'll have to consider other business ventures. Yeah, this is terrible. I did have a look at what the store had to offer for some cedars. Oh man, don't do that. Okay. I did have a look at what the store had to offer for some cedars, like seed drills, uh, cedars that don't require cultivation before you use them because they have a cultivator built onto them before they go get disc arrow or something. And it doesn't seem like there's a lot of good, inexpensive options. If one pops up on the secondhand market, I'll probably have to grab it. I'm going to keep a really close eye on the secondhand market, just see what kind of pops up on it. I'm gonna have to keep everything kind of inexpensive for the first little bit, so I may end up having to just lease the equipment I need as I get it, and just keep my eye on the secondhand market for anything that pops up. All right, final update for this year. Everything has now been done. We've got everything subsoiled and everything de-stoned, and I'm going to be doing my best to make sure that next year we don't have to de-stone. I'm going to be making sure that is a thing, because that was a little bit tedious, a little bit of a rocky start, if you get my drift. But that's okay. Right now we are in good shape. We got about 50,000 in the bank. Grandpa's right over there. He's ready to go inside. I'm ready to go inside. I'm going to go through, make sure we get our vehicles parked here properly, so we don't have to deal with the winter too awful bad. Let's go ahead and pull this thing around and we'll kind of park it in here. There we go. Lovely, lovely. It is currently September. We have nothing really that needs to be done until the beginning of the year. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to do nothing until we need to come back out. But everything is taken care of. Next thing we need to do is to seed. I'm probably going to be doing the fertilization at that time. So we'll need to make sure that all 4 fields get fertilized and all 4 fields get seeded. Judging by the size of the fields, I'm looking at my GPS update right here. Number 2 is clearly the largest. I think number 2 is probably more area. Yeah, just kind of looking at it here. It's probably more area than any of the other 2 combined. We need money in the bank, and soybeans are really good at doing that. So that's what I'll do, is I'm just going to plant soybeans all the way across. We'll get some cash flow coming in, and then we'll kind of worry about it afterward. So I'll give you an update on the sale of what we got in the silo currently, and then we'll kind of go from there. So I think let's actually double check ourselves before we stop our recording here. Let's see. We were looking for prices, and canola was in December, and that means wheat was in January. There it is. Okay. So let's go ahead and we're going to take ourselves a little break. When December rolls around, we'll get you an update on that sale. And when January rolls around, we'll get you an update on that sale. And that's going to do it for this episode. Have a good one, my dudes. All right, folks, we're in the Dragon. I have a buyer lined up for our grain. I do apologize, not grain, for our canola. We're going to go ahead and fill up our box with it, and we're going to take it down here of the directions that I'm getting. So we're kind of going on this journey together. This is a brand new one for both of us, so let's kind of follow this and see where we end up. Looks like it's only just across the river. This actually wasn't the best price I was able to get on canola, but it's only a few dollars short per ton of what was the best price, and this one was significantly closer to us. There we go. Let's see how much we get for our canola. Should be about 7, maybe 8. Right, just under 7. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and pull on through here so we're a little bit more agreeable with traffic laws going on. And looks like I've got a stop sign here. And we'll go ahead and we'll pull back around to, there's one of those grain barges actually right there. We'll go ahead and we'll pull ourselves back around to the farm. All right, welcome back. Happy New Year. We are in January now. It is time to get a hold of our wheat and sell it. And I've actually gotten a hold of our old friends that are still in possession of the current grain mill. And they have agreed to purchase our wheat for a pretty good price. We'll go ahead and we'll take one load to them and kind of see how they feel about everything else that we have on hand, because it's not going to be much more. It's only going to be a few thousand more liters, but it will require that second trip if we want to sell all of the wheat right now, or I could possibly even plant wheat at some point, maybe even later this year, and kind of bolster that number for a better sell later. I hope we get more snow later. Like, that'd be really cool, actually. That'd be really cool. I guess it could be because when you get towards the Carolinas and towards the coast over there. Oh no! Ah, come on. I know the post office has right of way, but really, man, really, did you have to do that? Anyway. Yeah, when you're up towards the Carolinas, you get that convection coming off of the Atlantic Ocean, you know, where it kind of has the Gulf of Mexico warming the waters and it flows all the way up the coast. It does make me wonder if, like, warm air gets trapped between the coast and, like, the Appalachians. Appalachians. I lived there all my life. Never really understood why there was a difference of opinion on how it was pronounced. I really don't want to make anybody mad, but I've always pronounced it Appalachian. Hopefully the next time we bring these guys something, it's going to be me actually filling our own silos with product. Yeah, 2,500. I was right on the dot with my estimate. Yep. Next time we speak, it's going to be March, and we will see you then. Have a good one, my dudes. Cheers.